It is finally time for Cult of the Lamb Part 2. We're going to be defeating Heket in Anura. Unfortunately, I've had many problems recording this, as you're going to see later on in the video. So please, for my hard work, leave a like and subscribe. We start off the game and we find a little present, which I'm assuming is to do with Chinese New Year, as I believe that was going on at the time I was recording this first part. We start off by adding some decorations to the base and improving the way it looks, and also making some upgrades before we go into Anura. Because we defeated Leshy, we unlock one of the 4 chains to the door, and now we can go unlock Anura. Fuck, we need more people. God damn it. Guess we're gonna go beat the witness first. We make it into Darkwood and we see Harrow, who explains that the enemies have become stronger since the death of Leshy. We start off with a regular pair of gauntlets and a sword curse and head off to go fight the witness. This is the worst start I've had to any run in Cult of the Lamb. However, this also comes into the first problem I had whilst recording this. My controller was starting to give in. We die on this run, as expected. With a horrible start and a failing controller, there's not much that can really be done. We have to accept the loss and move on and try again. The one who waits decides to spit utter shit whilst I try and respawn, and we move on, head back to the cult. Once I return, I decide to do some cleaning around the cult before heading back in to attempt to beat the witness again. This game really loves its gauntlets. We get a poison gauntlet and head back in to go beat up this witness. Ew, I frickin' hate these things. And I die again in Darkwood. We've not even made it to the second zone yet and I continually die. For fuck's sake. We return to the cult where everyone thinks we're fucking pussies because we keep dying. And we're probably going to do some cleaning up before we head back out and get this faith back up before people start dissenting and getting really angry at me for my weakness. This is the 3rd time with the gauntlet. My game has to be bugged or something at this point. This is all I'm getting and I hate the gauntlets. And we finally make it to the witness. We can now kick his ass, get his eye, and return to the base and finally start the second area of Cult of the Lamb. When the witness has been dealt enough damage, they then leave and summon out minions that we will have to defeat before they come back to continue the fight. This can be skipped if you deal enough damage to the witness, but unfortunately we're too underleveled to skip his phases yet. And the witness is dead. We can finally claim the witness as a cult member and move on to go kill Heket. The one who waits still decides that he's got more shit to spew to me and decides to talk for another good old minute or so before we return to the cult. This time he decides to give us something actually useful, which is the Ritual of Sacrifice, which allows us to kill a cult member and get bones and flesh. Time to do some more work around the cult. Now this is the beginning of the problems. My controller just decides to disconnect for no apparent reason. Full charge, still on, not connected to my device. I can no longer play until this fixes itself. My controller finally reconnects after what feels like centuries, and we can then get the upgrade to add vampiric weapons to any of our runs that we do on here on out. We can go back to upgrading the cult and making it better before we head off. It's finally time that we open the door to Anura to go beat up Pekka. We hop into Anura, we start off with a vampiric axe and a sword curse. I will say though, Anura might be my least favourite place in this entire game. I cannot deal with the frogs whatsoever. Beckett shows up and tries to chat shit and scare me into leaving. This isn't going to work, I feel no fear. And this is where I had my first encounter with the frogs in a very long time, and my hatred for the frogs rebirthed, and I still can't get over the fact that they're the worst enemy in the game. We rock up to grab a relic. The rest of the rooms that we went through prior was so boring that I didn't want to send the entire viewership to sleep, so I removed it. The blunderbuss. Many problems with this. I'm gonna take it anyways. What can go wrong? See, nothing bad happens when you use the blunderbuss. This definitely isn't going to come back to haunt me or anything. And now it's time for Gussian. We can use the blunderbuss in order to completely demolish this man and totally not die. By the way, the blunderbuss is bloody awful. And now we're back speaking with this class. What do you want? Every single time I try and do something, you're bringing me here to have a conversation that I don't even care about. Just let me go on my day and move on. We return to the cult and we unlock the market chest. This will allow us to sell materials, foods, and anything that we can pick up and make a little bit more money if we need to. Time for some more work on the cult. Oh, look at this. We can buy a person. Seems pretty interesting to me. I like more cult members. Ah, never mind. I'm broke. Guess I'm not buying no one. And I'm back with enough money to get the follower so that we can have more to get more stuff for sermons and potential rewards later on. Back in we go, and we find the worst weapon in the game, the hammer. At least it's a poison hammer, so it's not too bad, but I'd much prefer anything else, really. We find the mushroom people, which will allow us to go see Sozo, who will eventually get us a ritual that will stop the followers from losing faith, which will be very helpful when completing the game. I decide to kill the mushroom people as to get some quick mushrooms so we can begin Sozo's quest. The whole gang rocks up and decides to chat about how I've been a bit of a nuisance and their plan forward to take me out, even though it's not gonna work. These dons want me to bow to them. I ain't no bitch though, so I'll take on the punishment for not doing it. They ain't gonna do anything anyways. Ooh, a tarot card. A shit one, but a tarot card nonetheless. I get to use the relic that I picked up a couple rooms ago in order to clear this without taking any damage. We make it to the end of this room, we get a tarot card which allows us to see the entire map. This will help us out in the future runs here so that we can know where we're going at all times. Huh, that was really strange. My buttons weren't doing what I wanted them to do when I was doing it. I wonder if that's going to come up later. At least we get this good relic. Alright, never mind. At least we get a shit relic. Huh, that's really odd. I'm rolling, but it's not happening when I click it. It's happening seconds later. Despite all the controller problems, we managed to make it to the boss. Hopefully we'll be able to kill him. Unfortunately, we were not able to defeat the boss, but with the controller problems, I think that's understandable. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end this here. The video is getting rather long. I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave a like and subscribe, or